Hello and welcome to My Birth is Magic Masterclass. I am really excited to share with you today how you can grow a baby while growing yourself. I want to share with you how to enjoy a positive natural birth experience by being informed and empowered. So let's get started. What's to come? This event is designed to help you gain enough knowledge about birth so that you can relax and birth can be, you can enjoy the ride that birth has to offer. This presentation will take your mindset from tragic to magic when you think about birth. The birth of your baby will happen once in your lifetime. And this is something that I want for you to be able to look back on and treasure like I do. What's to come, I'll be sharing some magical gems of birth. What is provider alignment, how and why mindset and visualization are key when it comes to birth, and the keys you need to have in place to get your birth plan needs met, and what is a doula and why you might want one. Also, I'll be sharing with you secrets the hospital doesn't want you to know and a lot of other things too. By the time we finish, you're going to be beyond excited for your baby's birthday. So who is this program for? Alignment with your birth team is one of the most important aspects when it comes to giving birth. So before we get into this, I want you to ask yourself, if you're someone who's passionate about health and well-being, you're ready to learn, you understand the power that your mind has to achieve incredible things, you got to have an active and open mind, and somebody who's prepared to put things into practice to get the results. This program isn't for somebody who just kind of goes with the flow, is going to wait and see what happens. They have total trust in the medical system, even though something maybe doesn't feel right in their gut. Somebody who doesn't want to put the effort in and achieve results. This, I give you permission to go ahead and X out of this and go about the rest of your day. So if you are still here, let's get rid of all our distractions. We're going to invest in you. Try to make sure that you have nothing around to distract you. That means turn off the TV, your phone, tell your loved ones you're going to be doing a masterclass for the next about 30 minutes, and you'll get a lot more out of this if you focus on what I'm going to share with you today. So taking notes, I really encourage you to do that. In my world, if it's not written down, it doesn't exist. So also the act of writing seems to help my memory too. So moving on. Who am I? My name is Dr. Tara Hogan. I've been a chiropractor for over 11 years. I've cared for thousands of patients. I see lots of pregnancy, prenatal, and infants in my practice. I'm certified by the International Chiropractic Pediatric Association and Webster Technique, which is a technique we use in pregnancy for optimum alignment of the pelvis to allow baby to lie in a good position. I'm also a Developing Minds University doctor, where our mission is to prevent dis-ease in the unborn child and promote optimal neurodevelopment in the newborn to create life of optimal health for all. But more than my credentials, I'm also a home birth mom of 4 thriving children who I am homeschooling. After giving birth to my sweet children, I was really set on fire to share the empowering experiences that I was able to have through my births. I made it my mission to share the capacity that birth can be. I want to share with others the powerful mystique of birth. People don't always talk about this. You don't always hear about it. We hear the horror stories, but we don't hear the amazing stories. So I'm here to share that with you today. But you might be thinking, can I even do this? How is this even possible? Well, my first birth journey started out when I was in chiropractic school. I was a chiropractic student with a lot on my plate. I had met my future husband and was madly in love with him. And I feel like our love propelled us into creating this being who was ready to bless us with her presence on earth. And we weren't so sure at the time, but because I was still in school. I was the first person I knew in my friend group or my age to be pregnant. I had no experience with birth. So I was really unsure about the whole thing. And even though my now husband was completely supportive every step of the way, I felt pretty alone. And on top of that, I still had to deal with my school load and morning sickness and fatigue. But luckily, you know, as fate would have it, I remembered a few months prior, a midwife came to our school and gave a presentation, and she showed us the movie The Business of Being Born. Highly recommend it. And it really changed the way I started thinking about birth. She was my first real exposure to birth. I had never really thought about it before. I'd never even thought about myself as a kid person or a baby person, really. But one thing she said to me that has always stuck with me is that the uterus is like any other organ in the body. It knows how to do its job on its own. Just like your heart pumping blood, it can deliver you a baby. And that... I remembered that. I reached out to her and I felt empowered. I asked her to be my midwife, and the rest is history. She came and did that first birth with me. And, you know, I had faith in her and I had faith in my body. But I truly believe things happen for a reason. And my first birth was not easy. It was long. It was painful and exhausting 30 hours. So I remember thinking to myself, I'm relaxing. Why am I not progressing? Why is this so hard? Why is this so painful? Well, I can tell you, it was clear to me that after that experience that I had a lot of fear during that birth, and that made things tough on me. So during my second pregnancy, I could be found up late, unable to sleep, tearing through books, looking up every complication and scenario out there. I researched everything that I could about having a normal natural pregnancy and birth. And eventually I had no more fear. I only had impatience, as my baby boy wasn't born until 8 days after his expected due date. But I was just tearing through all this information, and I was so ready. When he decided to arrive, the process was much faster, much more tolerable. It just completely blew my mind. His birth start to finish was 7 hours, very, very tolerable. So that is what birth magic is. That's why we say my birth is magic. This is the name of this program. We want to recite that over and over to ourselves and train our mind. And my birth is magic. My birth is magic, because it really truly can be. And babies 3 and 4 expanded that even more for me. So this is something every woman I wish could feel. Every mother could have an opportunity. If they could have this opportunity, the world would just be a better place. Because as women, this is our birthright. And there's birth number 1 to birth number 2. All right, we're on to our very first gem. I'm going to share these powerful and simple tools that will equip you with the knowledge to defeat your fear and empower you to feel courageous. So the gem number 1 is to align with your team. And you may have noticed I briefly mentioned this at the beginning of the masterclass. When there is a misalignment with a provider, birth facility, family member, it causes huge amounts of stress. So do yourself a favor and from the very start, pick a provider and a team that jive with your vibe. If you feel out of alignment with your provider, a lot of the time, it's not too late to find a new one. I got a new midwife with baby number 3, 6 weeks before delivery. And that really worked out well for us. But by eliminating as much stress as possible, you're going to feel excited for the day that your beautiful baby decides it wants to enter the world. So that is our gem number 1. So I want to talk about fear of the unknown really quickly here, because it is the worst. And I'm here to try to fill in some of those gaps for you. Now I'm going to share with you 2 more insights in creating a happy, healthy birth story. And gem number 2 is envision. So knowing what you want, training the visual system. And the first thing you need to do is find out exactly what you can expect so you can stop stressing about what you don't know. Because stress is way more damaging than we could ever have thought. When we're under large amounts of stress, our bodies produce cortisol, and that has been linked to preterm birth, under development of certain areas of baby's brain, such as like the higher functioning areas of the brain, such as impulse control and emotional regulation. These are really important things for small children, which I know this sounds scary, but there are simple things that we can do to help you keep calm, like finding out what you don't know. So envisioning also helps us to create a vision in our mind that will repeat daily to help stop those fearful thoughts. So a good place to start for this is to search YouTube. You can find gentle, calm births out there. There are many that some women have graciously shared with us and are out there for us to see. But I'd like to follow people on Instagram. There are some amazing accounts like Badass Mother Birther. You may want to write some of these down because they're amazing. I follow that one. Free Birth Society is great. Restore_midwifery is one. Orgasmic Birth. Those are just a few. And you can also follow me. My Birth is Magic. I am that on Instagram. So we're always, there are some amazing people you can follow who will show you some really incredible visions. So the next two insights I'll share with you are going to reduce your fear even more. So after finding your favorite images to create a visualization plan, that's what you're going to want to do. So no matter what kind of birth you're wanting, a hospital or home birth or free birth or whatever is going to create the least amount of stress for you is what you're going to want to go with. This is your body and your baby, and you only get one chance here. The more aligned you are mentally, and the better you're going to kind of feel about the birth. So I want to talk now about doulas. What is a doula? I know many people get midwives and doulas mixed up, but a doula is someone who engages in labor support, where a midwife is somebody who is more like a doctor, OB, helping to deliver the baby. The doula is the labor support, the mother advocacy, and much more. So this is someone who knows your vision and how you want your birth to go. They'll support you and follow your plan through, help you follow that through. When you are focused on giving birth, you're like going to be focused. She can speak up on your behalf about your wishes. Also, she can help support your husband if he needs help too. But if you expect the nurses on staff at the hospital to do this, you got to think again, because one study found that nurses only spend about 6 to 10% of their time engaged in labor support, while a study of moms kind of expect more like 53% of their time should be spent directed towards the patient. So also a study shown in the Journal of Perinatal Education in 2006 demonstrated that laboring women they have much better outcomes in their births when they feel supported, and doulas are great at this. So by aligning with your provider, visualizing your optimum birth experience, and hiring a doula for support, you're going to feel pretty mentally prepared to face your baby's birthday with confidence. The uncertainty and anxiety that you may currently feel will be drastically reduced when you implement these practices. So prep your mind, your body's going to follow. So we've got to uncover our fear. Mind follows body. So the body's inner workings will follow your mindset. When you think a stressful thought, you secrete a stress hormone. And the opposite of this is just as true. When you focus on meeting your new sweet baby, love hormones are secreted. These hormones are likely to move your labor along. Thoughts are so powerful. So you need to discover your fear. That's gem number 3. And, you got to figure out exactly what you're afraid of happening in the birth process. Before we can remove it, we got to find out where it came from. And so, was it from someone else's birth story? Your mom, your sister, a friend, what have you heard? Where did this come from? First locate that. And this is going to be something really specific to you. Not everybody's afraid of the same thing. So, once you know what's causing your fear and anxiety and where it came from, it's time for you to uproot that. You're going to dive deep to find out more about the specific fear you have. So for me, one of these things was the cord wrap. I was really afraid that a cord was going to be wrapped around my baby's neck, and that was a really scary thing for me. But when I learned that it happens a lot and many times your provider can just gently remove it, I sighed with huge relief. I actually had it happen out of two out of 4 of my births, and one of them I didn't even notice. My husband told me later, but the midwife was so calm and just took care of it, I didn't even know. So trusting your body is also something we need to talk about. So a mindset, a valuable mindset to have that you can do through birth experience is to make conscious decisions to trust your body and allow it to do what it knows how to do. So in the most intense part of birth, you will come to a place I like to call the lean in moment. This is where the intensity is at the highest point, and you'll have to decide that you don't care what it feels like anymore. You're going to allow what your body is doing and go with it. Like that midwife said to me back when I was in school, the uterus knows how to do its job. Being afraid and fighting against what the body naturally wants to do it makes it much harder. So relaxing and allowing your organs to take full control will make that process much easier. So trusting in the intensity of the process as it is unfolding is really important. So when you can have a stronger mindset with more control, that's going to allow you to relax through the whole process, even though it's really intense. Yeah. So we're going to trust in the power of our body because the body is pretty intelligent. We're going to feel the power by leaning in and not fear and try to avoid the pain. Because when we try to avoid it, it makes things worse. But when we go through it, it brings us closer to our baby. So we're going to get our body ready. Next thing we're going to talk about is we want to feel our best during pregnancy, and so we also want to have lots of endurance and energy for when that baby decides to come. So we're going to talk a little bit about the benefits of healthy eating. Everyone knows nutrition in pregnancy is important by now, but let me give you a little bit of motivation to add in some healthy foods. Healthy eating has been shown to help create more skin elasticity, which means you're less likely to get stretch marks or tears. Specifically eating good fats such as omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin E, vitamin C, bioflavonoids, not to mention enough protein. Key foods, these are key. I'm going to give you some key foods here. High quality fish oil, berries, green tea, citrus, and many others. You can look them up, but those are all great ways to help with these things in pregnancy. It's not just you that it's going to help, though. It's going to help baby too. It's going to help them build their brain for better cognitive function, especially that protein and those omega-3 fatty acids. But also, I bet you didn't know, what you eat sets the tone for your baby's taste buds. You may be surprised to learn that what you eat will influence what they eat in the future. So you set the tone of their taste buds. And the better you eat, the more likely it is you're not going to have to deal with a picky eater, which can be not so fun. I do want to go ahead and highlight protein for a minute because protein is incredible for building a baby's organs and their brain tissues. It helps mama's blood and breast tissue, uterine tissue. Most pregnant women don't eat enough protein. This has tremendous implications for how the uterus is going to function and if mama can nurse. So more protein, increasing protein helps increase healthy outcomes in birth for both mom and baby. The Bradley method, if you're familiar with that, says at least 80 to 100 grams of protein a day is what your body needs to create a healthy sized baby. So I hope you have gained some gems today. We are really going for, education, visualization, getting our mindset. When we're informed and we're confident, we are empowered and we are ready for birth. So I hope you've gained some gems today. I presented My favorite top 3 really things that I think are essential to being successful in having a natural birth. I believe it's every woman's birthright to embrace the power and magic that comes with the natural birth process. And so that is why I have created a series. It's called My Birth is Magic series, and it's a system of online classes, a community, and a periodic mentorship meetups to grow your healthy mindset while growing a healthy baby. These classes are designed to prepare your body, mind, and soul for the intense but incredible journey that parenthood really can be. Pregnancy is not a condition to be managed, but it's an opportunity, I think, for massive growth. Magic is defined as the power of apparently influencing the course of events using mysterious or supernatural forces. And I really feel like in birth, it's so mystified when people have a good birth. I want to demystify that for you. So my class demystifies the power of birth so that you can have the most influence over your natural birth, and have a most supernatural birth, right? So with that comes health and low stress, and you'll be full of confidence about your birth. So this is not your average birth class, though. It's a self-paced program, and I'll provide life-changing knowledge and exercises to strengthen your mindset. And this is going to help catapult you confidently into motherhood. This knowledge will go way beyond your pregnancy, even help you throughout your journey as a new parent. So, my birth is magic. My birth is magic. My birth is magic. We need to repeat that as much as we often can. So as I mentioned in this masterclass, fear of the unknown is the worst. And once you've been through My Birth is Magic program, you will be full of courage to approach your birth calm and collected. You could spend countless hours in researching everything yourself, but it's really much easier to participate in a program designed by someone who is passionate and experienced in natural birth. I can share with you actual physiology of what's happening in labor and birth. We will look at data and discern what hospital rituals are versus the best practices for the best results. We will explore the 5 risks of epidurals, what power, passage, and passenger are, that comes from Williams Obstetrics. What is happening in your body during labor, what's normal and what's not, and the secret information the hospital doesn't want you to know. So I do want to share with you a little secret about if you're having a hospital birth. Most nurses don't read birth plans. In fact, they can predict who is going to end up getting a C-section by what the plan looks like. A friend of mine is a nurse, and she totally rocked my world when she told me this. So in My Birth is Magic program, I help to design a plan for you and your team so you can navigate the hospital setting and get what you want. So at this stage, we go over how to communicate with hospital staff effectively, who you want present and what they can be doing, the best positions, breathing, and things you can do for comfort, and aftercare considerations for baby, what you want to do there, and everything else you want covered, we'll cover. But so I want to highlight, we think in pictures, and how we think is a very powerful predictor for our outcome. So what you'll have by the end of this stage is a birth imagery that is tried and true, and communication tactics to get your best outcome, and a template for a peaceful and magical birth. So once we have that plan in place, it's time to strengthen our minds, focus on our goals, and get a stress-free magical birth. We'll look at where your current mindset is and where it's coming from, give you tools and strategies to create the optimum frame of mind. And we're going to do this by discovering what the reticular activating system is in the brain, how you can use it to get out of limbic lock-in load modes, not where we want to be, and then we're going to help create a happy brain. So we're going to look at effects of perinatal stress, how to deal with it, and a ton of other tactics to tackle our stress in a really fun and functional way. This program is really all about doing. This will allow you to create a mindset able to control your physiology and thus empower your experience where you're going to feel totally in control. So we're going to talk your mental, emotional, spiritual health. Practice makes progress. We're going to engage in some tried and true practices that will give you tools to cope with the intensity that the birth process brings. I'll help you to dispel all your negativity and keep calm and centered in your sense of being. My Birth is Magic was designed to work over about 8 weeks or less and is self-paced. You'll gain excellent understanding of what normal birth physiology is, how and why the mind visualization works, and also it's designed to be fun. Did I say that? Fun. It's going to be really fun, and you're going to really be able to put this into practice. So as a graduate of the program, you'll be ready with a reliable plan and confidence. This is going to bring you that true sense of empowerment. So we're going to set our mind. And I have a testimonial from one of my lovely clients named Olivia, and she said, our experience with Dr. Tara was wonderful. She was thorough, insightful, patient, and provided us with everything we needed in order to properly prepare for the most important day of our lives. Her class left us informed, confident, and relieved. Many anxieties that you experience as first-time parents. And so that is what Olivia had to say. So I will say you can do it alone, but, and this is a picture of me and my family with our last little one that was born. You can go it alone, but with the valuable gems I've shared with you here, I have no doubt that you absolutely could use that and have an incredible experience yourself. But having been there and done it myself in the early days, I know that going it alone is a path filled with a lot of self-doubt, anxiety, and kind of feeling isolated. So remember that fear causes cortisol to pump, and it does cross the placenta. And when you're in that state of mind, every aspect of your life can suffer, which can cause problems for your unborn baby. So what I'm offering here today is an opportunity to fully honor your birth experience and your journey to be filled with peace and freedom and love and empowerment that myself and my clients have enjoyed throughout their own births. I do offer a 30-day full money back guarantee if you're not jiving with this, if you're not feeling it. I'll happily refund you. I don't want to add to your stress before your big day. My goal is actually to take that stress away. Plus, I want to make sure that you have everything you need for a healthy, enjoyable birth. So if you do want to do this class, I will be throwing in some bonuses, what I like to call nutrition bites. I love doing affirmation card ideas, breathing techniques, and a guide on how to make birth beads. The nutrition notes will give you an additional information on what to eat or to avoid the common pitfalls such as like low iron, low energy, and digestive problems. There's some really common things that we can combat with some nutrition notes. And affirmation card ideas are, I have some for some common negative mindsets that people have about birth. These positive affirmations will improve your mindset and defeat any obstacle that comes your way. Breathing techniques I can go over to help regulate your body when challenges arise at any point in pregnancy, labor, birth, and beyond. And I'll also provide a step-by-step guide on how to make your very own birth beads. They're really useful, and how to use them and how to train your mind with them. So, frequently asked questions. Now, I bet you, I'm going to answer some of those that I get. People say, I thought birth always comes with risks. Yes, it does. There are always risks involved in birth and in health in general. But by following what I teach in this program, I'll show you how to minimize those risks and how to deal with them if they were to happen. And not just through labor and birth experience, but you can apply these teachings to any part of your life. So why should you listen to me, right? Well, I believe in the saying, Mama knows best, and you totally know your body. What I'm offering you here is knowledge and guidance to help level up your understanding of what's going on with you and your baby. So remember, if you would invest with me, you're going to get 8 weeks worth of information to set you on a path of success with My Birth is Magic workshops. We'll build your foundation for having your own supernatural birth. You will be fully informed with a plan that works and tactics and a mindset that is unshakable. This is a recipe for a rockstar birth. You will be saying, my birth is magic. Plus, you'll also receive nutrition notes, affirmation card, ideas, breathing techniques, and step-by-step guide on how to make your own affirmation beads, and access to our online community. And if you aren't happy in 30 days, you can have your money back. So just imagine what it will be like when time has come for you to have your baby. You'll be able to chill because you'll be fully ready, all because you put in the time and work with My Birth is Magic. These workshops are designed to be fun and fulfilling. They aren't your mama's birth classes, I'll tell you that. Our exercises require action while learning. So thanks to My Birth is Magic, you will trust your mind, body, and spirit to do their job and give you the happy birth experience you're looking for. You will rest easy knowing that you have done everything you can to make sure that you and your baby are healthy. So here's how to get started. All you need to do is book a free call with me for My Birth is Magic. No obligation there. Just click the button below this presentation, and we can discuss with you, what end results you want in your pregnancy and your birth. Establish where you are now, and discuss how we're going to get there. And I'll happily answer any questions that you have about the My Birth is Magic program. So I really, really look forward to hearing from you. And time is precious. And if you have made it this far with me, I thank you for choosing my masterclass. I hope you've enjoyed it. And I look forward to hearing from you and helping you embody a magical birth experience. And I just want to end with, just imagine you can harness the honor and power that come from having a natural birth. And this is me in this picture with my last little baby, my baby number 4, which was totally magical. So I hope we talk soon. Take care.